Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into a mind-bending what-if scenario. Grab your popcorn because we're about to explore a world where history took a completely different turn. What if Japan, not the Allies, had emerged victorious in a major global conflict? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a wild anime series, but let's have some fun with it and redraw the world map based on this crazy premise. Let's imagine what our planet might look like in this alternate timeline. It's going to be a wild ride, full of humor, wacky ideas, and a total cultural mashup. First up, let's look at North America. In this new reality, it gets a complete rebranding. Welcome to the great state of Yamato. The United States as we know it would be transformed. Let's start with the West Coast. California would be affectionately nicknamed Sushi-Fornia. Imagine driving down the Pacific Coast Highway, not stopping for a burger, but for a hand-rolled dragon roll from a seaside stall. And Hollywood? Forget Hollywood. It's now Anime-wood. The biggest blockbusters of the year wouldn't be superhero flicks, but epic live-action adaptations of Gundam and Godzilla with mecha battles shaking the box office. Every cinema would be packed for the latest masterpiece from Studio Ghibli's new global headquarters. Moving eastward, the city that never sleeps, New York, would become New Tokyo. Picture this. Times Square is no longer just a wall of ads, but a colossal, open-air karaoke plaza. Thousands of people singing their hearts out to the latest J-pop hits under the dazzling neon lights. And what about Lady Liberty? The iconic Statue of Liberty would get a symbolic makeover. She'd trade her torch for a gleaming katana, a samurai sword representing strength, honor, and a new era of vigilance. Central Park might even feature meticulously manicured Zen gardens and a beautiful pagoda right in the middle of the lake. The yellow cabs? They'd be replaced by sleek, automated pods modeled after Shinkansen bullet trains. It's a completely different vibe, right? Now let's head out into the Pacific to the beautiful islands of Hawaii. In our alternate world, Hawaii doesn't just stay a vacation spot. It becomes Hot Spring Island, Japan's ultimate premier resort destination. The world-famous beaches would be re-engineered to feature natural hot springs, or onsen, right at the water's edge. You could literally soak in a geothermal pool while watching the sunset over the ocean. The new national pastime, eating onigiri, those delicious rice balls, while surfing the epic waves. The rich cultural traditions would also see a fascinating blend. The graceful hula dance would merge with or even be replaced by the lively bonodori, a traditional Japanese folk dance performed during festivals. And the gentle strumming of the ukulele? It would evolve, its sound replaced by the distinct resonant twang of the shamisen, a three-stringed Japanese instrument. The entire island chain would be a paradise dedicated to relaxation and Japanese aesthetics. With North America and Hawaii transformed, the cultural shockwave would ripple across the globe, especially in Europe. The continent would go into full ai-wei mode, iti-wei, meaning harmony and representing Japanese culture. The world would be utterly fascinated, obsessed even, with all things Japanese. Let's take a stroll through Paris. The iconic Eiffel Tower, a symbol of French engineering, would be redesigned. Imagine it as a gigantic red torii gate, a traditional Japanese gate usually found at the entrance of a shrine, soaring into the Parisian sky. The Louvre Museum, home to the Mona Lisa, would pivot its entire collection. It would become the world's foremost gallery for ukiyo-e, the famous Japanese woodblock prints. Tourists would flock to see Hokusai's The Great Wave in the space once occupied by Renaissance masterpieces. And it doesn't stop in France. Let's hop over to the UK. The classic British tradition of afternoon tea would be replaced by matcha time. Instead of Earl Grey and scones, people would be whisking vibrant green matcha and enjoying delicate wagashi sweets. And the iconic Big Ben, it would be renamed the Great Temple Clock. its familiar chimes possibly replaced by the serene, deep tone of a temple bell. Now for Germany, a country famous for its beer and boisterous festivals. Well, beer would have to compete with sake. The world-renowned Oktoberfest in Munich would be reimagined as Sakfest. Instead of giant steins of lager, attendees would be sampling hundreds of varieties of premium sake, from Junmai to Daiginjo, served in traditional ceramic cups. European culture as we know it would be a beautiful and very different tapestry. Now, let's shift our focus to Asia. With Japan as the dominant global power, the entire continent would be swept up in a cultural whirlwind, becoming what we could call the Great East Anime Empire. Resistance to Japan's cultural exports would be futile. The Great Wall of China, a monument of immense historical significance, might get a colorful update. Picture its ancient stones decorated with giant murals of characters from popular anime like Love Live or other idol groups, turning it into the world's longest art installation. In South Korea, the globally dominant K-pop industry would merge with J-pop, creating a new hypergenre of music with synchronized dance moves and catchy multilingual lyrics. This new JK-pop would dominate charts worldwide. And what about India? The magnificent Taj Mahal, a testament to eternal love, would get a kawaii, or cute, makeover. Imagine its pristine white marble accented with soft pinks, maybe with a giant Hello Kitty bow projected onto its main dome at night. The surrounding markets wouldn't just sell traditional souvenirs. They would be flooded with official Sanrio merchandise. Tourists would be snapping up Hello Kitty-themed saris and taking selfies with Gudetama plushies in front of this newly adorable wonder of the world. It's a bizarre image, but in a world dominated by Japanese pop culture, anything is possible. The entire continent would be a vibrant, chaotic, and undeniably cute fusion of traditions. You might think we've covered the whole globe, but we've forgotten one very important and very cold continent, Antarctica. In this alternate reality, even the icy South Pole couldn't escape the influence of Japanese innovation. Using their unparalleled technological prowess, they would construct a massive hot spring dome over a section of the Antarctic landscape. Inside this climate-controlled paradise, penguins would be the main residents. Imagine them waddling around in tiny, custom-made yukata, the traditional Japanese robes, before taking a relaxing dip in a steaming onsen, all while the aurora australis dances in the sky outside the dome. Tourists from around the world would flock to this incredible destination, sipping hot sake to stay warm. Antarctica would be rebranded as Winter Kyoto, the most exclusive and surreal travel destination on Earth. So, there you have it, a completely redrawn, chaotic, and frankly hilarious world map. From a samurai Statue of Liberty and an anime-themed Great Wall to penguins in hot springs, it's a world turned upside down. It's a fun thought experiment, right? A testament to how a single point of divergence in history could create a reality that is almost unrecognizable. Of course, in our world, it's pretty hard to imagine giving up a good old American burger for an onigiri, but hey, who knows? Stranger things have happened in fiction. What do you all think? What other crazy changes can you imagine in this alternate world? Let me know your most creative ideas in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the absurd, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you in the next video.